my name is Candace, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a meal that is moderately easy to make, but it's going to make you look a lot more than mediocre. So if you love steak, chicken, cheese, balsamic vinegar, and bringing back recipes that Olive Garden has canceled, then stay tuned and probably subscribe. Turn the bell on. I don't know, people complain about how that works and it doesn't work, but like, do all of the above. Help a girl out. There's more meals to come. I think I'm gonna make this like a copycat series. So if there's anything that you would like recreated, that's like my specialty in my home life. I haven't ordered out in years because the pandemic has scared me, and I've gotten food poisoning like twice, and the second time was enough. I know they say third time's a charm, but second time was enough. Get comfy, grab your appetite and ingredients, and let's go. So if you have the time and can stand to plan even slightly ahead, you're gonna wanna marinate your meats with your balsamic glaze. Balsamic glaze is very easy to make. It's something that some people even like it on top of ice cream. It says it on the bottles. Or you can do what I do and just Instacart or Walmart grocery it. That's the easiest way to go. So you throw that on top of your meat with a little bit of salt and pepper, good to go. Let it sit for 1 to 12 hours, be enough to tenderize it and infuse it with that flavor, and then that will add to the flavor of your pasta at the end of everything. Depending on what kind of cookware you have, that's going to dictate your next step. If you are cooking with aluminum or ceramic non-stick pans, you actually don't really want to preheat those without the protein in them because it can cause them to warp. You also never want to use them with high heat. I'm going to be working with a cast iron grill pan, so I'm going to be preheating that to medium heat and letting it warm up for about 5 minutes before I actually start cooking with it. While that's warming up, I am going to take out my steak to rise to room temperature. And while your pan is preheating, you're also going to want to start your pasta water to save time. This is just how you get everything running at the same time, and also probably how Olive Garden makes it so efficient to make and offer as a meal. So bring it back. Not being really disassociated. Always make sure that you are adding quite a bit of salt to your pasta water. I once heard someone on the internet say that you make it as salty as the sea. I'm not gonna taste it, but I'm definitely gonna add a big pinch of salt. The only thing that we have to chop today is the garlic, but I chose to put the garlic with the biggest cutting board that I had. I do have attention to detail as a skill on my resume. Everybody lies. You're gonna wanna cook your pasta according to the instructions on the packaging. I literally don't know what kind of pasta you buy. Got the water boiling, pan is preheated. You're gonna want your butter to be pre-softened and room temperature. This matters so that it doesn't scorch in the pan prior to you being able to get that steak seared. You want a good sear on the outside and then for it to kind of cook at low heat towards the end, which is why preheating your pan is super important.
So you will notice here that my pan was preheated to medium to get a nice sear on the outer layer of that steak, but it has now been turned down to medium low. I'm going to sear the outside and cook it on a low heat with my garlic and additional butter to infuse some flavor in that steak. While that's happening, I'm also going to have some fettuccine cooking in the boiling water so that everything is complete around the same exact time and it's all staying seared.
Once your steak is done and you've got your garlic kind of caramelized in that pan, you're gonna add your chicken. Perfect time for that to cook. Your pasta's probably still cooking because fettuccine takes a little bit. Remember to stir that. Also, that's why I add a little bit of olive oil to the water to keep it from sticking together. You gotta make sure you're separating it up while it's cooking. your protein is cooked, you're gonna let that rest for a little bit while you get everything else together. Again, this is like a 30-minute meal. So your protein just cooked while your pasta was cooking for about 15 minutes. And now you're almost ready to assemble. Also chopped up my garlic already. That's going to go into my Alfredo. I don't know if anybody remembers back when Olive Garden used to have their recipes literally posted on their website. So like you could literally like go like click through a menu and see how to make their Alfredo. Kind of upset that they don't have that anymore, but I'm also really glad that me and my friends are the type of people who are low-key psychotic and screenshot and save those screenshots for 10 years. Because you never know when you're gonna want a bowl of Alfredo and it's not accessible to you. So it's always gonna be accessible to you now. So the Alfredo portion that I'm making today is only for 2 people, but I am going to post the recipe right here on the screen for you to make a full batch for 4 that would serve like a family. And then obviously you can double that or cut it in half. I personally am a garlic gal, so I chopped up an extra 2 large cloves of garlic to put into my sauce because I am absolutely obsessed. I am who I am.
So here you will see that I am making the Alfredo as normal, as you would see listed on the Olive Garden website. Where the recipe is going to slightly differ is you're going to see me add in some frozen chopped spinach and some sun-dried tomatoes. I'm adding those so that the flavors can kind of marry in the sauce a little bit, and that is how I, through research, have seen it is made in the state Gorgonzola Alfredo recipe that Olive Garden has discontinued.
We're gonna start off making the basic Alfredo recipe from Olive Garden's website. Where this dish differed was there was additionally some spinach added and some sun-dried tomatoes along with Gorgonzola cheese and balsamic glaze.
So during the plating of this dish, that's where everything gets kind of fancy and where you're going to look a lot more than mediocre. So you start off by plating whatever type of pasta you prefer. We prefer the fettuccine. That's what it was originally served with at Olive Garden in the dish. And then you add your customized Alfredo on top. After you add your customized Alfredo, you add whatever kind of protein you want. That's where this is kind of nice and customizable at home. You can add steak, you can add chicken, you can add whatever you would like. In addition to that, you're going to add a sprinkle of blue cheese or Gorgonzola cheese and some more sun-dried tomatoes, and then a nice drizzle of whatever balsamic glaze you are using, whether you made it at home or you decided to buy a pre-made from the store.
So here you have a relatively easy dish to make that looks extremely impressive to the eye and is absolutely scrumptious. I'm gonna be honest with you, this is not the kind of kitchen where we are cutting calories. I am piling on the cheese. I want all of the butter. I watched a lot of Paula Deen before we found out she was canceled. So like, I was raised how I was raised. Even with it being a very indulgent meal, I feel like with cooking it at home, you still cut a lot of the calories. I didn't really add those up, but I did happen to add up the prices. So if you were to order this meal out, it's not on the menu anymore, but I calculated if you did the sirloin and Alfredo and added a chicken breast and then did some additional ingredients. So factored at about $26 per person. At $26 per person, that's $112.32 for 4 people. Now, I'm not a jerk, so I'm also gonna tip. At 25%, that's an additional $28.08. So that puts you at a total of $140.40. The total cost for all of the ingredients is right here from Walmart for delivery. The total cost for all of those ingredients is $28.68. So you're saving $111 and some change just making this at home. And you're also creating an experience. I'd say that that's worth it. It's exactly what I was craving.
Mm-hmm. It's perfect. My absolute favorite.
And you get to eat it while watching your favorite show and not having to deal with other people's noise and germs. And the comfort of your cozy pants. Honestly, I don't even know why I have jeans on. I was trying to impress you. So let me know if you make this, and also let me know what other recipes that you cannot wait to see me copycat here on this channel. See you next time.